Wiggins, and this is the Groundworks Ministries podcast. Now, today we're reading from the book of the Revelation, chapter 7. Let's focus on verses 9 and 10. After this, I looked, and there was a vast multitude from every nation, tribe, people, and language, which no one could number, standing before the throne, before the Lamb. And they were robed in white, with palm branches in their hands. And they cried out in a loud voice, "Salvation belongs to our God who is seated on the throne and to the Lamb." Now, there are some who believe that the church has replaced Israel in the heart of God. And they would go so far as to say that the church is Israel. And those whom Scripture once considered Israel are now just numbered among the multitude of unbelievers. But don't be fooled by this argument. God's Old Testament promises to Israel are listed as forever, so often in the Bible that they are too numerous to mention. In the passage preceding the scripture above, John testifies to having seen 144,000 sons of Israel who have God's seal on their foreheads. They are Jewish believers in Jesus, and God distinguishes them as such. Now, making a distinction between Gentile believers and those believers from Israel who will be saved, John also observes an innumerable vast multitude of believers from every nation, tribe, people, and language. And that is great news because it tells us that God is not exclusively Jewish or Gentile. His promise of salvation is for all who would believe by faith in Jesus the Messiah. And still, God is making a purposeful distinction between Jewish and Gentile believers in today's scripture. So contrary to the teachings of certain Christian-themed cults, John is not giving an exhaustive accounting of all the people who will be in heaven. The 144,000 are a specific number of Jewish evangelists. He calls them sons of Israel, sealed for the service of God. And then John immediately observes the result of their evangelism when that vast number of believers appears. These are new believers, and they are the ones coming out of the great tribulation in Revelation chapter 7, verse 14. So perhaps you are suffering through a difficult season of life, a tribulation, as it were. Well, I hope you find comfort in knowing that Jesus understands your situation. He cares about you, and He extends His grace and His mercy for this season to all who would believe and receive it. In short, the revelation is not just a detailed account of God's rejection and judgment of unbelievers. It is also the story of His acceptance and salvation of all who would believe the gospel by faith and receive salvation, which is offered by His grace. Revelation chapter 7, verses 15 and 16, the one seated on the throne will shelter them. No longer will they hunger, no longer will they thirst, no longer will the sun strike them or any heat. I'm Steve Wiggins, and this is the Groundworks Ministries podcast. Now, Groundworks Ministries operates entirely through financial donations from faithful people just like you. If you're not supporting Groundworks Ministries, you should be. Well, if you're being ministered to, and we need your support. Donating is secure and it's easy at our website, groundworksministries.com. You know another way to help? Tell people about Groundworks Ministries. You can share these podcasts. Share them with your friends and family, post them on your social media, and of course, you can always direct folks to our website, groundworksministries.com.